the most merciful, who is also the source of peace. Today I'd like to talk about the cost of war and why peace in a comprehensive peace agreement is the best solution for the Middle East conflict. The Middle East is a great land with a great history. It belongs basically and is home to the Abrahamic faith because of the patriarch Abraham and his descendants and other people who have settled within that area have also converted to the religion of the Abrahamic monotheist faith through his descendants, which includes the Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, the Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all have Jerusalem as their home. There is no point hiding or fighting over it. We should be able to live, and it should be an open international city. And I would say the comprehensive peace agreement should be signed there together with the setting up of the economic union of all Middle East, starting from Turkey, going down to Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, then towards east towards Iran, Iraq, coming westwards towards Saudi Arabia, Yemen, then we go down to Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait. This area we need to have peace rather than fighting among cousins, either the Arabs and the Jewish population, especially those who are descended from Jacob, whose other name was Israel, and the Arabs who are descended from the Prophet Ishmael, the other son of the Prophet Abraham. The cost of war for this area is very high. We have also been dragged down. Firstly, we also lose human life, which is irrepressible in terms of the economic cost. But here we are going to talk about the economic cost. To have huge budgets for defense against our brothers and cousins, our brothers in faith and cousins by blood and flesh, is really unfair. The first cost is, and every dollar spent on defense means a dollar less to provide services for our people, our citizens, whether the citizens are the Jewish citizens of Israel, citizens in Jordan, in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, in Iraq. That is an economic cost. We also have the when war starts, we start using that equipment and ammunition, which is costing millions, billions of dollars. We do not gain anything by making our brothers and cousins poorer, and also it disrupts life. The people are not economically productive during that period. That is also a cost. The other cost is investment doesn't come into the country, into our areas, and we are unable to even reap the benefits of what we are able to produce and sell using the law of comparative advantage in production of goods and services. We are damaging ourselves only, and our friends like the United States also spend millions of shillings, billions of dollars to provide defense systems and what not, and also the air bases, the naval bases, the aircraft carriers, just to provide security for each other, while we can have a comprehensive peace agreement which removes the need for external policing by anyone within the Arabian and Mediterranean coast. But even if you look at the other side of the Mediterranean coast, what we will find is from the Red Sea and whatnot, we come into the North African coast in the southern. In the northern, it's the Italians, the Europe, who are also Christians by faith, who are also brothers in faith. And in North Africa, majority of them are Muslims, with a few Coptic Christians and other Christian groups. Let us see the reality that peace provides a better solution, a better future, a peaceful and prosperous future, rather than living in constant conflict, as we have lived since the end of World War II. Let us realize we do not need to have superiority over or control over anyone. We can have our separate governments, whether it is a democratic government like in Israel, and Turkey, whether it is a monarchy like in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, and other Middle Eastern countries, or it's a democratic theocracy like in Iran. We can have our own different political systems, but that having a different political system does not mean you're backward, as it has been proven in this conflict. We can have first-class engineering and resilience. So let us realize, even Israel, we cannot also call it a fully democracy because it is a homeland for the Jews and they follow Judaism. You can say it is also partly a theocracy, although the clergy is not in charge of the country, but it is driven through the Jewish values. Bethlehem, which is in Palestine, is home to where Jesus was born, and Jerusalem is where he was crucified. We have a common history. All Muslims do respect Jesus. We call him Nabi Isa. We also respect his mother, Mother Mary. Actually, we have a full chapter in the Quran. It's known as Surah Maryam, on the mother of Jesus. And Surah Imran, which is Imran is the Islamic name for the father of uh, Mother Mary, Maryam bint Imran. He also has a full chapter in his name. Talks mostly about the time of Jesus. We have John the Baptist also in the Quran, Zechariah. We have all those stories. So really, what we need to do is we need to understand and accept each other and not live in conflict. And Jerusalem can be an open international city for all Christians, Jewish people, Muslims, whether you're Shia, Sunni, it really does not matter. We need to live in a post-religious and post-sectarian era. Let's usher in a comprehensive peace agreement which is championed by US President Donald Trump. I would request him to take up that task because he is involved directly in the conflict, the current ongoing conflict. We also see just a very small part, the Strait of Hormuz issue will led to the increase in spike in oil prices, which led even to higher insurance premiums for shipping, higher shipping rates. Higher oil prices means higher food prices all over the world, including countries which they are not even involved in the dispute. And if fuel is affected, that means any food item or any item which needs to be transported, the fuel price increase is put in, which increases the price, which creates a cost of living crisis, which also a shutdown means also blackouts, loss of productivity in countries even where who are not involved in this dispute. So the world should also insist that it should be underwritten by the United States, championed by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. I believe he's the ultimate deal maker. Yes, so therefore one deal he should make is a comprehensive peace agreement for all the countries, including Israel, which ensures Israel remains a homeland for the Jews and they are able to access Jerusalem and the holy sites for the Jewish and the Christians and the Muslims without needing to fire a single bullet and fight with each other. So let us request President Donald Trump. It will also prevent his own government from having a depression, from falling into a depression, because we're going very soon people will have to de-invest to support their own home currencies and to also get higher, because they get higher returns in their home countries. So it might be better because of the increasing interest rates, because of the high cost of inflation. The three things are interrelated in a triangle according to Fisher's effect, international dimension, that is interest rates, inflation, and exchange rates. Also, exchange rates go on haywire for a lot of countries, which makes even importing goods and services, not only oil, it makes things very expensive for people, like people in the global south, people in smaller countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda also suffer. So let us be mature and we accept to respect each other as individuals. If we are not brothers in faith, we are actually brothers in equals in creation. This letter of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib to his governor in Egypt, Malik al-Ashtar, which is also there in the United Nations 50-year celebrations, is one of the best letters written, according to former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan. Let us accept a comprehensive peace agreement as a solution to this crisis. Let us move from ceasefire to comprehensive, long-term, permanent peace in the Middle East. Because what happens when, even in the United States, what will happen is once the outflow of people who have sold their treasuries, their shares, once the shares are sold, the index will fall as major buyers like the Chinese, Japanese, and the Gulf Arab countries will go away. It will leave only the American buyers, which leads to a fall in prices, which will cause a sharp drop in the Dow Jones index, triggering a depression, which will be difficult to wipe off. It will bring pain to the common Americans and even to the political class, because they're going to be facing midterm elections. And in the midterm elections, a lot of the guys who will be perceived to have been part to have caused the pain to the American constituents will be voted out, however good they are. Some of them are really good gentlemen, but they might just be brushed off just because they belong to the Republican Party. They'll be thought that these are Trump's people. It should not happen like that. We should vote based on quality of the people involved. So let us, and even the high pump prices, because the United States is, even though they have their own oil, it is not subsidized the government oil like in the Middle East. So the price of oil will remain, pump price of oil will shoot up, and the American public will also have higher oil and gas prices. So will those countries in Western Europe who are members of NATO will also suffer. And then the second thing is the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and Russia. That also needs to be resolved. And it will make that conflict to be unbearable. The economic cost to the will become unbearable for the NATO alliance members. So let us let the leadership of the world, led by the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to sponsor, to champion a comprehensive peace agreement for the Middle East. We need to get spiritual help. Today is a Sunday. Those of us who are Christians will go to the churches. Those who are Muslims, we can pray. We're going to go to the mosque and even pray still, and pray for a comprehensive peace agreement. And those who are of the Jewish faith should go to the synagogues and pray for peace. The Muslims should also understand that the Prophet Muhammad had the constitution of Medina, where the rights of Muslims, Christians, and the Jewish people of Medina were guaranteed. We can give the similar guarantees based on the Constitution of Medina. We also know the Prophet signed the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, guaranteeing peace, and Allah gave the opening ayahs in the surah of the Surah Fatah, saying it was a victory. The peace agreement signed of Treaty of Hudaybiyah, which was a victory without shedding blood. Let us take that cue from our Holy Prophet Muhammad and go for a comprehensive peace agreement. Those of us who are spiritually inclined, Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui is the modern founder of Pranic Healing and Erotic Yoga. You can Google Pranic Healing US if you're based in the US. And he's a Chinese, he's a Filipino of Chinese origin. And one of his teachings is the Great Invocation. You can use the Great Invocation to bring a peaceful solution in complex situations. We can use the Great Invocation. It will be found in a lot of places. You can just Google and get it also. And you can get in my groups on Facebook, Harmony Horizons, or Planetary Peace Meditation. Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui was also the co-founder of the Planetary Peace Movement, and through that organization he gave a meditation, or he recorded a meditation, guided meditation, known as the Planetary Peace Meditation, which is also there in my Facebook pages, Planetary Peace Movement, Planetary Peace Meditation, or Harmony Horizons, even in my LinkedIn groups, and even in my, the channel for Harmony Horizons. So let us invoke for the Divine Supreme Being's help to get a comprehensive peace agreement with an economic union, which will guarantee, or which will our security of all the people in the Middle East, and give us a peaceful and prosperous future for the children. I'm from Kenya. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. We need to, so I don't live in the Middle East, but I do want a peaceful resolution to the Middle Eastern conflict. Thank you.